Mick says, we told everyone when we were in League One that Paik and Ayata were both high-end Championship players, and they laughed at us. They absolutely are, and even higher. Welcome back to Where Blues Walk. This is 20 minutes of Birmingham City chat, reviewing the Oxford game, and in the great company of course, Adam once again, Paul, and Jason. And thank you very much for squeezing 20 minutes of your time listening to us review all the games for Birmingham's Championship season. Adam, how are you? Lots of chat this week to get through, including Packers mustard. We'll get into that in a minute. Kyoto might not be good enough. Some people are tweeting that out. I'm not sure you'll be having any of that. And we're also talking about why St Andrews has become such a fortress. 27 now, unbeaten. How are you, fella? Good week for you?
Yeah, another good week as a Blue Nose. It's becoming a trend. So as long as we can keep it going, we'll have nothing bad to say this season.
Also coming up this week, then we're talking about the shopping list for the final week of the transfer window and the away shirts. How good or bad is this season's? Plus, is this the worst ever Birmingham City away shirt, or can you beat that? We'll get your thoughts on that in a second. Plus, we're also talking about drubbings as well. Coventry handed one out to QPR, but what's the worst drubbing you've ever seen Birmingham City take? Answers on a postcard for that as well. Right then, Paul, let's jump straight into it, shall we? Packers mustard, they said. Yeah, people laughed at you and he said he wouldn't be a Championship player, but they were wrong, weren't they?
I think he showed his quality in the Championship the season we went down. I think it's a struggle when the players aren't as good around you, aren't they? I think we bring in Iwata, and he's had more license to do the things that he's really good at, because Iwata does all his running and all his hard work and throws himself about. It gives Paik the freedom to go and be the classy player that he is.
Yeah. Jassy says, and we used to say we never replaced Mark Ward, but then we had Barry Ferguson. Now we have Paik. He's absolutely quality. I love watching him play. Derek says he's gone up another level this season. Are they right, Jason? Has he gone up another level?
I think he's been pretty consistent, to be fair, even when he came into the club around poor players. And in League One, he's always been pretty consistent. I think the fact that he's got good players around him now is definitely helping him. The only minor flaw I've got is that I'd like to see more goals from him than assists, but that is literally me like picking at tiny little bits of him. But yeah, he's fabulous, and he does what he needs to do for the squad.
Brilliant. The one slight criticism that people had, Adam, was that you didn't score more goals than just the one. I know it's hard to criticise when it's a winning one, but BCFC says we will drop so many points this season from giving away silly chances. We should have been out of sight by half-time, yet we nearly threw it away at the end. Story of our lives, Blues. Yeah. Has it got a point there that, the goals should have been more than one yesterday, or is that just nitpicking again?
I think it's nitpicking. I think we've struggled for goals probably the last couple of seasons, if I'm honest. But now I think once Kyogo starts hitting the back of the net, I think he won't stop. He just needs to break the duck and get the first one. And he seems like he's putting a lot of pressure on himself with every chance. He's snapping at them rather than just taking a second. But we'll get goals. We'll get more than we're used to. Don't get me wrong, I still think we need to add in areas to get goals, because I don't think what's there will get us the goals. But yeah, we'll be fine. We'll outscore a lot of teams this year.
What do you say, Adam, to those people that have tweeted? And there's only a minority, so I've not got one here. Kyogo's looks already is not going to be good enough.
I probably want Djukovic back. So don't even get me started on that donkey. As we know before, we've had conversations about him. So listen, he'll score goals. He's proven it in other clubs. He looks like he'll score. He's in the right places at the right time. Like I said, he's just snapping at it. It's a new club. He wants to hit the ground running. Once he gets one or two, he'll open the floodgates and he'll bang a few in each.
Jason, do you agree?
Yeah, it's all what Chris Davies said. If it's more alarming if he's not getting the chances and he's there and he's run just a magnificent when we're not finding him, but the guy's getting opportunities to score. People have got to remember he's barely played any football for the last 6 months, and in his previous club, all he's done is score goals. I've got more than enough faith in him. If he wasn't getting the chances, I'd be a little bit worried. But once it clicks for him, he's going to be frightening.
Okay.
Oxford should be happy that he didn't have his shooting boots on, because it should have been 4, 5, 6 nil.
Yeah, a lot of tweets agreed with that one. Paul DBS says Oxford were worse than most teams we played in League One. If Kyogo rediscovers his shooting boots, it's far more comfortable. And Kunkan says, well played, Blues, any other day, and it would have been 3-0. Until Kyogo gets sharper, I would start Doyle and have Kyogo come on as an impact sub and start the cup games, especially against teams that sit deep. What do you say to that point, Paul?
Yeah, I think Oxford are a Gary Rowett football team. It's dreadful football. It's horrible to watch. And they came with a game plan yesterday to get a 0-0 win, and they didn't get it. So I think Kyogo, I think he's all sharpness. It's confidence. I think he gets in the right places and he snatches at that first one, and then he puts too much on. If he just lets the ball bounce off his head, that's a goal. But he's just trying too much to get to it. And I like Tommy Doyle, so I'd like to see him start more games. But I think you got to play him. You got to play Kyogo to get the match sharpness, to get him into the squad, to get him firing. So.
Yeah. What about this point about the teams that do sit deep? Is Doyle the better option there, do you think?
I think having Doyle would work because I think he can find that killer pass that he's needed. But I think Kyogo makes the better runs in behind the defenders. With the teams that sit deep, he sits on that last man better than what I've seen Stansfield do. And I think Stansfield can do it, but I think Kyogo looks the sharper man with his runs. I think Stansfield is very much in the press and likes to run your player down, and he works his socks off. But I don't think he quite has that sharpness in behind that Kyogo does. So I'd like to see Doyle and Kyogo together.
Okay. Anybody else from the Oxford game, Adam, you want to shout out as being impressive?
I think the two at the back again, the two centre halves, just look a level above what we've got. We just need some wingers. We just need someone with a bit of pace and that are direct for me, that can beat a man and put a decent ball into the box. And I think that's all we're relying on now. Williamson put a good pass through, like you say. I mean, he snapped at it, but Damari Gray's coming. I think he's looked better than I think most anticipated he was going to, coming from the Saudi League and how everyone views that. So everyone just needs to calm down. We'll be top 6 this year.
Right. Of course, that campaign continues on Friday night against Leicester. We know the cup is in between all of that as well, but it's the league we're focusing on here, Jason. What do you make of Leicester? A bit of an enigma side at the moment. They're waiting for this points deduction, of course. Dropped down from the Premier League. Haven't lit up so far. They got a very lucky win against Charlton at the weekend. Charlton were by far the better side. How do you see this one going on Friday night under the lights?
I think as long as we play our game and we don't let them try and come at us and be like we were the old Premier League club, I fancy us. But to be fair, I fancy us against anyone this season currently. I think as long as we can keep that Fataru, if that's how you pronounce his name, quiet, there's not too much I'm too worried about currently. Like in the nicest way, they've got Jordan Ayew leading the line. I think Neumann and Clara will pocket him. Who else have they got? I can't really think of anyone else they've got that screams, right, we need to keep an eye on him. Maybe Mavidi, if he starts, get a cruncher on him for sitting in front of the tilt in that game.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm quietly confident again, but I'm confident going to every game currently.
Okay. Yeah, it might be sold for 2 before we even get there. Right, transfer window then closes in 8 days' time, as at the time of recording here, Paul. Then what's on our wish list, please? What's our number one priority?
I'd like to see some wingers come in, some real attacking pace on the wing. Is what I think we really need. I think any more strikers. I don't think we could fit any more strikers in. So I think it's just some wingers that with real pace and real quality with their delivery would be nice to see.
Cheers for that, Paul. Adam, do you agree? Wingers is where it's at, and any rumours that we're hearing?
Yeah, definitely need wingers. I know we just signed that one from Liverpool on loan, but it's more pace. I want wingers with pace because this squad has lacked serious pace for me for years. And the game's fast now. The way football's played, it's played with pace. So the good teams, the strong teams, are always quick at the top end of the pitch. So for me, another one or two wingers with a bit of pace, and then maybe a left back just to cover Cochrane. And I think we're pretty much covered all over the pitch then.
Yeah, decent squad if you assemble as well. Jason?
I agree. Yeah, go and get a left back. Go and find someone from one of the higher teams in the Premier League. Get someone on loan. I would like to see us get some cover for Iwata. Like, I know he plays a lot of games when he's a fit bloke, but there's got to come to a point where his body breaks down, surely. And the amount of tidying up he does, he's too vital to what we do. And then, we need a pacey right winger. I was trying to have a nose earlier, like at the dream signings, but they're really unrealistic. Like, I was thinking, imagine Tom Fellows or someone like that in this squad. We've got no chance, but getting someone like that into our squad would be absolutely frightening. No chance, but that's Tom Fellows, Pato, or even.
People said that about Stano in League One. Don't rule us out.
Well, that's why I'm sort of looking at the bigger signings, because I just think these I've got something massive planned, even with like those Mitrovic
Do you suspect there's a marquee signing between now and Monday night that just to make headlines, something like a Mitrovic or something?
I mean, they've spewed it a lot, haven't they? But we've got all this cash, we've got all this revenue, and we've not spent anything. And I'm just hoping we get like a Jay Stansfield announcement like that right at the deadline. Wagner there again, and then bang, there's Tom Fellows.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to be the big marquee signing, but I know they're hammering down on Oxlade-Chamberlain. I was at the training ground yesterday, and they were hammering down on him.
Okay.
I'd take Oxlade-Chamberlain if you can keep him fit. He's still
as a centre mid. He's more now. Yeah, I'll take him there. But wages dependent.
Brilliant. Right, very quickly, of course, this week, Coventry battered QPR 7-1 at the weekend, so we're asking what's the worst ever drubbing you've had to sit through. As a Birmingham City fan, QPR fans left after the third goal in 35 minutes. Have you left any sooner at a game? Let us know in the comments and we'll read some of these out. We'll let these three have a think about what's their worst ever experience of a Blues fan, and we'll come back to them in a minute. Let's have a chat, though, about this before we do that, though. This is a split opinion, I think, on social media. The away kit this season. Paul, are you a fan?
I wouldn't say a fan. I don't dislike it. I don't really. It's not one that has really pleased me. It's not the black phones for you one from when we were in the Prem. Put it that way. But it's just a kit, but I think most teams now, I look at their kits and I just think it's just a kit. Like, there's never one that I look at anymore though, and I go, that's a really nice kit, that is.
Okay. I know what Adam's going to say, so I'll come to him last. Jason?
I mean, I think it's sort of like the home one. We've promised a bespoke kit, and it's just okay. It's not amazing. It's not bad. It's just okay. It looks better in person, I'll say, than what photos come up on social media. It definitely looks better in person, but again, it's just okay.
Okay. Adam, you don't strike me as a sash kind of guy. Do you like it?
No, I think Nike have shafted us there. All the kits they could have produced, they produced that. I don't think it's a very good kit at all. I would have liked just the black and away kit. I pray for it every year, and we don't get it.
Okay.
So I prefer the red kit, the third kit, over that white kit.
Which has also brought to our attention, what's the worst ever Birmingham City away kit that you've ever seen? There's been a few stinkers. We've had this one recommended to us in the past as being one of the worst. I think this is 91, 92. I can't remember. You'll correct me, I'm sure, someone in the comments if I'm wrong there. Any of you remember anything worse than this? Any of you own any worse than that?
I wasn't a fan of that one a couple of seasons ago. That was it green or something like that?
Is it like an orange and green tiger print one?
Yeah, that
was
awful.
That was a bad one.
Yeah, but I don't remember that kit. I was only pretty much just born then, so yeah.
All right, don't make us all feel old, right? So much. Right. Thank you very much for that one. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on that. And finally, then drubbings. Then so go on, Jason. What's the worst one? What's the worst one you can remember being sat through?
I remember we had Derby at home. I think it was Boxing Day. It was around that time of the year. We got battered 4-0. played all over the park, and it was snowing. And I also remember part of the roof was leaking onto me. So I was cold, wet, and we just got battered by Derby. And then I got ill from it as well. So that's the one that always sticks in my head. Thankfully, I wasn't there for when we got absolutely battered by Bournemouth.
Okay. Paul?
Yeah, the Bournemouth was one I thought of earlier. There was one in the Cup against Liverpool. I can't remember the year it was. And they absolutely hammered us 7-0. And I remember sitting there, John Arnorisa scored an absolute belter. And our fans started clapping. And I was sat there thinking, we're getting battered. Why are we what are we doing? And I remember
Peter Crouch was playing, you know.
Yeah, and it was horrible. And then there was a playoff semi-final against Barnsley. And I'd sat in the Gilmary Cupper for the first time. And we got beat, I think it was like 4-2 or something in a playoff semi-final. And I've never sat there since because of how bad it was.
Okay. Adam?
I was just about to say the Bournemouth and that Liverpool Cup games, they're the ones that have probably haunted me the most. You know, when you're watching Peter Crouch bang goals in for fun, you're thinking, this ain't good, is it? So, yeah, them two definitely stick in my mind.
I also remember the first game against Arsenal in the Premier League, and they played us off the park. And I remember just thinking, is this what football's meant to be? Is this how it's meant to be?
He got sent off, didn't he? Ashley Cole done him dirty. That one.
But yeah, it was just. I just remember watching players like Henry and thinking, I think this is what football is meant to be. I think this is what we're supposed to have been watching.
Okay. Right. We'll leave that there for another week then. Thank you very much for joining us. If you've just come across us, it's 20 minutes of Birmingham City Chat every single week. Join us next week as we're looking back, of course, on that Leicester result. We'll also look at the Cup result, of course, as well. And, of course, talk about international breaks as well as the window shuts. Thank you very much for joining us. Obviously, we're watching live on Sky with my pint in my hand, my kids in bed, and hopefully we can entertain us again. Join us next week. Thanks for watching. See you then.